I didn't put the sound on. Ta-da! What did I say, Nat? I said, remind me to put the sound on before we go live. But never mind. Anyway, how are you all? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Ready Steady Craft. I knew I'd do that. I knew I'd leave the sound off. Are you all well? I hope you are. I've got to repeat everything I just said and I don't actually know what it is. So we have got Ready Steady Craft for you. I'm hoping the stream is going to hold okay because we had issues during What's Hot this morning. It all seems to be okay here this end, so let me know in the comments if you can't see everything okay, if it keeps buffering. Fingers crossed it'll be okay. So we're doing masculine makes today. We're basing it on Father's Day coming up, but it doesn't have to be for Father's Day. It can be a gift that you've made for somebody. It can be a gentleman, of course. We're going to look at the masculine theme, but it could be for absolutely anybody. Certainly, I don't know what Nat's going to be doing, but I know what I'm going to be doing. You can do for ladies as well. Yeah, everybody. No, I wasn't talking to myself. Thank you very much for being here, anyone. Hello to Ella, hello to Sandra, hello to Lynn Clifton as well. Just pop over to YouTube to make sure it's all working fine on there, and we'll go say hello to Nat as well in just a second. Lovely. Looks like we're live everywhere and fingers crossed running smoothly. So let's go and say a quick hello to my lovely partner in crime, Natalie. Hello.
Hi Lou, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you. And nice and cool in here. How are you doing over there? Baking?
Not too bad, I'm trying to be summery. It's still black, but I'm trying.
You look beautiful as always.
One time maybe we should put subtitles on in case the mute thing happens.
I think we need it. I do it every single time. I try to be professional so that we don't hear all the rummaging about and the noise at the beginning while the holding screen's on, and I forget every single time to turn it off. So I should just learn my lesson, shouldn't I?
We're humans. I was just messing around to make sure that the post is on, the live video is on the post, so it's not actually on the homepage right now, people. Well, everyone who's watching already is either on YouTube or Facebook, but it isn't on the Craft World homepage right now, but it is within the post itself.
Lovely, perfect.
As our 10 inspirational Father's Day makes are linked to this post as well if you want to see any other bits and bobs that we have on the website.
So that's just handy.
My little plug for that. It's really nice because we've got quite a lot of multi-crafts now. So there's like a camera strap on there. There's like a pull-up accordion type photo album. What else have we got? Yeah, it's really nice. Some knitted bits. Although I don't know about anyone else, I was crocheting in bed last night and I thought, this is not the weather. Once you start to get a really heavy quilt going, you're just underneath it at the same time as crocheting. So
absolutely.
That's a little bit hardcore. But yes, I should say hello to everyone as well. You said a few hellos. Was that in mute mode or
yeah, a couple were in mute mode. Do you want to do some? Because I have done a few.
Yeah, I can still say hello to everyone. So hello Carol, hello Ella. Hello, Sandra. Hello, Lynn. So nice to hear. Hello from Canada. Hi, Gail. I was so tempted to do an accent every single time.
Do not do that.
Sorry, everyone. Karen, Rain. Hi, everyone. Nice to see you. And I hope you're excited for our very budget savvy makes today. We've really stripped it back, haven't we, to try and make things that you might have from around the house already.
Absolutely. Fingers crossed. Well, certainly, yeah, mine is, and I'm guessing now you've said that yours is as well. Yeah, we're trying to think of you all. You can't always be going out and buying the latest new products and everything to create. So definitely.
Yeah, it's important to recycle as well, people. We're recycling.
100%. Yes, I'm always up for that. Now, Nat, how is the feed for you? Can you see the video okay?
I can see the video. I can see me a little bit fuzzy on my phone, but I can still see me.
Okay, lovely. And please, can everybody comment and just let us know how is the vision, because this was an issue we had earlier today and I really want you to be able to see this. However, I believe I'm recording this as well. So worst case, if we have the issues we had today, I will pop the recording on to YouTube and Facebook. So shall I give you a chance, Nat, to switcheroo your camera?
to do my magic hands.
You can do your magic hands, lovely, and we're back with you in just a second. So I can talk through what I'm going to be doing. Hello, Lynn, vision is perfect. Thank you. I'm so glad because I think my phone is having issues today as well. It might just be the internet round here then. It's not wanting to catch up. So what I'm going to be doing today is using some things that I've gone to, I've gone around my house first of all and grabbed some bits out of my, does anyone have an understairs cupboard where they keep DIY things, or maybe it's a shed or garage or something? So I've rummaged through there and I've got a few things. I did at lunchtime nip to the local pound place, very inexpensive shop, and picked up 1 or 2 extra bits only because I couldn't find any at home, but you're likely to have these at home. And then the things I'm using that are in my craft stash are some tag stroke label dies. I'm going to be using the creative ones. I've got to bring in one of my own brand, haven't I? My alphabet dies. I'm going to be using those at one point. And then I've just needed some paper, a tiny scrap of paper, but I couldn't find my 6x6 pad. But I've got some wood grain paper as well. And this is from the Craft Consortium range. So other than that, Natalie, are you okay if we come down to hands? Thank you, Carla. She said we both look good as well. I'm so pleased. It was such a worry this morning. So I'm going to be using a frame. Ignore all this in the middle. It's just how it comes. I'm going to take it apart. So it looks like we're both starting with a frame, actually.
We are.
Ooh, interesting to see how it pans out. Okay, so I'm going to do this. So I'm going to do 1 item frame. You've got your 1 item frame. So another item I've got is some jars. Come on, Nat, what's another item you've got?
Some cardstock or, well, an old magazine.
I'm going to bring in some hooks. Have you got anything else?
I've got, which I may or may not use, then just adhesive. So either my Collall glue gun or double-sided adhesive sheets. Okay,
and I'm going to squeal over this. Fabric, but not only any fabric. Only any fabric. This is actually a certain Wizarding World fabric that I've just found, and I'd lost it for so long, but I just think the newsprint works so well with the masculine theme. Can be any fabric though. I was actually planning on using like a burlap sort of Hessian for this, but actually when I saw this I thought, got to use that.
That'll really pop.
Is that everything you've got besides essentials?
That's pretty much it from me. I'm keeping it really upcycly today.
Excellent.
I can confirm that this frame was also from a charity shop too. And I used to collect, because I used to study photography. That was my degree. And we used to collect these little editorial zines, like smaller magazines.
Yeah,
the date on this is 2011.
Oh, wow.
That's how much I hoard these things. But I think with these frames, you'll see when I've started, the more colour pop, the better. So I had a quick flick through this and thought it'd be really cool because there's a mixture of pictures, a mixture of print, and it's going to look really cool once it's on the frame. So
definitely.
We shall see. Famous last words.
No, it sounds like it's going to be awesome. And you're super recycling there from 2011. Lovely. So hello to Carla, because she's recently joined us. Join us all the time. Thank you so much. I'm just going to pop over to YouTube and just see. I think I did have YouTube up, when you accidentally close an app on your phone.
Yeah.
I had it there.
I just shared.
Now I need to go back into it. Hello to Anne Mullis from Florida. Wow. Is it warm over there? We've got Florida weather here at the moment. It's lovely. Hello to Lisa from Utah as well, from Washington, Utah. Colour Play says hello to all of us, and Anne's confirmed that she's got no issues with the stream. I think it's my phone having one of those days. Between my phone and my computer, I'm having a lovely day today.
Well, it's just a sign that we should be outside frolicking in the sun, isn't it?
100%. So, like I said, I did spend a little bit of time in the garden this afternoon, just sunning myself. Well, actually, I was on my computer, but I thought, you know what, the sun's out. I'm just going to sit on the grass for 10 minutes, and now I'm feeling extremely warm. That's what I was explaining at the beginning when my mute was off, to be honest. Now,
we're going to dive in here, Lou.
Yeah, definitely, because I'm not sure how long this is going to take me. I'm sort of thinking it might be a little while, so get started on this straight away. So Anne said the high for today is projected to be 85 degrees Fahrenheit. That's lovely. I want to be over there. So she's in Florida. So I'm guessing you're about roughly 5 hours behind us, aren't you? And so it must be sort of early morning for you. Breakfast time, I'd imagine. Oh, what would you have if you were in Florida? What would you be having for breakfast?
Well, do you know, in America, I love America, but they love their junk food, don't they? And it is quite hard to find a breakfast that's not like chocker. Because I've been to America maybe 5 times now.
Yeah.
And I just crave vegetables, and sometimes it's hard to get. So you can go to like IHOP or something like that. I think they're called. You get a big stack of pancakes, but then I'm left in a place where I can't move for the rest of the day.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I was actually going to say the last. So I've been to Florida twice. And I've been to New York, and I've been to, I don't know if they class it as America, but I've been to St. Lucia, so sort of Caribbean. It's that direction anyway from us. And yeah, the breakfasts every single time have been whoppers, absolute whoppers. So, okay, let's do, are you happy are you happy if I explain what I'm doing?
Absolutely, I'll scroll away.
Lovely. So I am going to cover this backboard. I've taken the glass out. I don't want the glass in the frame. I'm going to be using the frame with just the backboard inside. As you saw, it's an A4 certificate one, but you could replicate this with absolutely any size. I'm going to use some glue gel just to hold the fabric down. Not thick. I'm just smearing it on, particularly around the edges, quite thin, just to hold that fabric in place until I clip the frame in. It could wiggle about a little bit, so I'm going to pop this on here and fold those edges over. I couldn't iron the fabric because, like I say, I found it in the studio, not knowing where it's been for goodness knows how many months. So it is a bit creased, so hopefully this will smooth them out. And just by trimming the corners like this, I'm hoping I can fold everything over. I think these fabric scissors need sharpening though. I wonder if one of my family's been using them for something they shouldn't have been. I'll go and ask in a little while. So are you just cutting lots and lots of strips?
Yeah, so I'm just having a little look through the magazine. The idea of this technique is to roll up lots of small tubes of paper. Mm-hmm. So you can obviously do this with your pattern paper pads super easily, and because they're double-sided, you've got more choice. But I'm just looking for a bit of a colour variant throughout the mag. And because these are glossy pages as well, I think that's going to look really cool.
Definitely.
Do it with newspaper. You could do it with, I used to collect Chinese newspapers and make gift bags out of them.
Oh, did you?
Cool. I mean, it's funny, yeah, just when things get shipped over in a company I used to work for, but it's funny that the Chinese newspaper could have the most like banal headings in it, but because we can't read, well, I personally cannot read Chinese.
No.
Cantonese or Mandarin. It's funny, you know, it's just nice to have something.
It's just nice, isn't it? It's a nice font, the Chinese words.
Yeah.
It's just pretty.
Ambiguity. So there's some cool like ads in here with like watches and like editorial shots, fashion things. So I'm just gonna go for it and make loads of rolls, and then arrange them onto the frame and see how they look.
So we had fun earlier. Was it the end of last week? We had a quick meeting online and was like, right, what are we going to do for Ready Steady Craft? And we were both just sat there on Pinterest.
Yeah,
as you do, going through images. Oh, what about that? Oh, we could do that.
It's a nice change, though, don't you think, Lou, to get our creative juices flowing for this one?
Absolutely. That set me up for the day.
I mean, I'd love to give this to my dad as well, which Father's Day is the 20th of June. And I don't know about you, Lou, but sometimes I feel that some people just aren't card people, and that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. We're hoping, as crafters, you'll have many of the tools and things we're using, so you can reproduce these if you want to, or it might spark an idea for a card even. Certainly what Nat's doing, I think. But I think if you're likely to make a card for someone, you might try your hand at making a gift as well sometimes. So yeah, okay, so I've got that. I really don't know how long this is going to take. It could genuinely just take minutes, or it could take like an hour and a half. I'm really not sure yet. So I like the gold frame. I wasn't sure. I was originally sort of looking for a silver frame, but once I saw the gold and then I got the gold hooks, I thought, do you know what? Actually, it works.
Yeah.
So just clipping this backboard back in with that fabric stretched over it. Lovely. I would want that just on my wall. It's a little bit wonky, isn't it, I think? Maybe the print's a bit wonky, but I don't think it matters. Not too much.
Making a mess, Lou. I do apologise, everyone, if I'm being very loud. The cutting process is about to finish.
No, you're fine. I don't think it's that loud at all, really.
Good. I would really like to know, everyone who is watching, what you are making right now, what you're enjoying, what is inspiring you.
Yeah, what's the current project? Because I mean, certain times of year we know everyone's going to be making, I don't know, Christmas cards and things like that. But what is it at the moment when it's summer? Do you have a break from crafting? Is it too warm to craft, or do you do your Christmas cards in the summer? Maybe some people
Or maybe
do.
something you can take outside that's kind of quite
Yeah.
portable.
That's what I like. I like having something I can do outside, because my computer doesn't work very well outside because of the heat and the sunlight. I get frustrated taking hundreds of tools out and losing things in the grass or rolling away from me, or whatever it may be. So I have got, oh, where is it? Here it is. I have got my handy glue gun. Everyone knows I love my glue gun, so that is with me today. I need to do some positioning. So basically these jars are because my husband, and this is going to be a gift from my children to give to my husband. My husband is a beggar for putting, he's an electrician, okay, and he comes in with little bits of screws, little electrical bits, and they either go in the washing machine in his trousers, or they go on the worktop, or they go on my dressing table, or they go on top of the toilet system. Wherever he empties his pockets and gets changed, that's where his stuff gets dumped. And I'm forever scooping everything up and, for example, putting them in jars. So we have that. And then we have the change, you know, the pennies, the coins. Exactly the same thing has happened. And then he also has an issue. It sounds like I'm just really moaning about my husband here. I'm not.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day. Now sort yourself out. He also leaves his keys laying everywhere. And then his, where are my keys? Well, darling, where did you put them? And I'm forever hanging them back on. We've got key hooks. But I thought, do you know what? We're going to give him this. It's a little bit of a joke, but hopefully he will also use it, really. And so one jar is going to be for his keys. One jar is going to be for his one jar's for his coins. One's for his little electrical bits. And then some hooks for his keys as well. So my idea is to put some hooks here with the word keys, have a jar with the word, I don't know, screws or something on. I feel like I should have more, like ones for change or cash. Yeah, change, I guess. Coins would be a nicer word. But the word just screws doesn't sound right. I need a short word. Do you know what I mean?
You know, Lou, I want to know though, do you not have a word for a collection of coins? Because there's shrapnel.
Yeah, but I don't really want to die cut all that.
No, right. And do you know what we call it in my family?
What's that?
Slummy.
Never, ever, ever heard that in my life.
But you've got a load of slummy.
No, not a clue.
The English language is so fun, isn't it? Carla says bits and bobs.
Yeah, I just saw that. That's a good idea. I could just do bits on one and bobs.
Lynn is munching vegan cheese and red onion crisps, which I've had, and they're so good, and they're very cheesy.
Ooh.
There's lots of new vegan stuff coming out. It's really cool. So, yeah, Lynn says, I've actually made half a dozen Christmas shaker cards. Wow, Lynn,
You're so good. I will worry about Christmas in about 6 months' time. Be a bit late then, won't it?
Sandra is sewing a life story, her life story. That sounds really nice. Sandra, give us more details.
How do you mean sewing a life story?
That sounds lovely. It sounds like little little icons that would represent different parts of Sandra's life.
What, like an applique quilt or something?
I don't really know. It says a book. It says a book, a
Oh, a
memory
book.
book.
Okay.
Tell us more,
Interesting.
Sandra. Kathy says, what paper cutter are you using? I think you mean me because Lou's not using one. This is just a paper trimmer that I think I got from Hobbycraft, but it was a very long time ago. I'm a guillotine type person rather than a trimmer. I don't know about you, Lou.
I've tried both lately. I've sort of veered towards trimmers more lately. Don't know
Really? Because
why.
when I mean, each to their own, but when I first started out, I think I'd got a trimmer and I was frustrated at how quickly the little blades go. So I was kind of ragging on the paper, when you
Yeah.
go through it and you rip it instead. So that's my fault, really, rather than.
Yeah, I think everyone has a preference, but for me, it really is dependent on the project I'm doing. So if I'm doing something where I need really specific pieces cut, that's where I go for a trimmer, because I need to cut like tiny pieces or gut a piece of cardstock out, something like that. Whereas a guillotine's great if you're just doing your matting and layering and you're cutting nice big chunky pieces, and it's ideal. So I'm just for decoration, I'm going around the top of this with twine, just more so you can actually see it on there. Otherwise, as you can see, it kind of blends in a bit.
Yeah.
So
I'm just living my best life. This is very therapeutic. Sticking a piece of double-sided adhesive sheet to one end of a strip of recycled paper and then rolling it up and securing it. So I'm going to end up with lots of these, which actually, this is something we did at school as well, isn't it? Fabric beads.
Oh, I remember doing those.
Yeah, so you could thread a piece of twine or jewellery findings through this to make a cute necklace with the kids.
That'd be good.
Yeah, so I was full of ideas, me.
Full of ideas. So I need to work out a way of attaching these, and I did have a look when I was out at lunchtime. I had a look for those metal rings that you see. They're for like clamping hoses together, but they didn't have one big enough for the top of the jar, because that would have been great to sort of bolt it onto this and then have them round there. And that's just because I couldn't find the ones big enough near me. If I'd have searched in some other shops, maybe I'd have found them. So I'm thinking of making a hole in the back and putting a piece of twine through to sort of just tie around where this twine is, just to hold that up. It's not going to get ridiculously heavy, and I'll put a bit of hot glue underneath there as well, just to secure it. So I'm hoping that will hold, but also you could undo the twine and release it as well that way if you really wanted to.
Carla says they're called Jubilee clips.
That's the one. I knew. I couldn't think of the name.
School day.
Yay! We need that today, don't we? We're a little bit sluggish today.
We're a little bit sluggish. It must just be the heat, That's what I'm blaming it on anyway. It's been very muggy up north. I don't know about you.
It has been so muggy here. But it's been lovely.
We have to have the British weather conversations anyway, so it's just a natural thing to do when you're British, isn't it?
It's too hot or it's too cold. There's never a happy. No one's happy.
It wants to rain. It definitely wants to rain.
It wants. We need a storm to clear the air.
Yeah,
it's another one.
Yeah. For the plants as well, for all those poor souls going outside. I've only got my rhubarb right now that I have to tend to. But for all those people repeatedly going out and hosing the plants down. Yeah.
Oh,
my mum sent me a nice picture today. So I spliced my rhubarb.
Yes.
Which is a weird sentence. So I gave some to my mum and I gave some to my brother. They were called Barbara. So Barbara's made a crumble today.
Has she?
Mother's Barbara, rather. Mother's rhubarb plant is ready enough to make a crumble.
Oh, that's my favourite. Rhubarb crumble is my absolute favourite dessert. So, could you just ask her to send me some?
Ice cream or custard, Lou?
Oh, sorry. No, neither. If it's a good crumble, I just have it on its own. And I'm quite happy to just eat stewed rhubarb. The crumble is just an additional.
It's laced with sugar, though.
Oh yeah, you got to have a bit of sugar on it just to sweeten out. But you usually have sugar on the crumble, don't you? So
yeah.
So yeah, I am fighting with trying to put some garden twine through a hole here. I've made a hole with my pokey tool through the fabric and the board at the back, and I think I need something that's a bit more blunt to push it through, because my pokey tool's just fraying up the fabric. This is the most interesting craft video you'll ever see in your life, isn't it?
Yeah, me rolling up pieces of recycled paper, and you desperately trying to feed some twine.
Get it in there, come on, we can do this.
Also, just a bit of a sidestep. So I've cut these with a guillotine, but you could quite easily rip the cardstock to make it have a bit more of like an edgy look to it.
Oh yeah.
And if you pick newspaper or books, I know some people don't like using books, but something like that, you could ink the edges. You could do a little bit more than I'm doing.
Nice.
I'm going off the colours that are sort of revealing themselves in the strips.
Yeah. So
I need to get a wriggle on if I'm going to have enough to put on a whole frame.
So are you just doing random colours? You're not looking at the colours as you do them?
No, I think I'm just going to go with random colours because I think it'll look nice. But yeah, if you had more time as well, and if you had a coordinated paper pad, you could go for an ombre effect, you know.
Yep.
You could make radiant, you know, a rainbow round the outside of the frame. That would look really nice, wouldn't it?
That would do. Now I'm trying to do this so people can see what I'm doing, but it's probably just... There we go.
So that's gonna sit around the neck. Yes.
Yes. So I've already put twine round to kind of hide it, keep it all neat. I've done 2 holes in the back. Let me see if you can see that. 2 holes in the back, and I've threaded it through. So now I'm going to tie it at the back nice and tight. So you can release it if you wanted to. But it's all hidden. All the workings are hidden back there.
Yes.
Behind.
I like that your project is a little bit more progressive than mine. Mine's very repeat the same thing and then we'll see the big outcome at the end. So it's good for everyone to get to watch.
So they can watch what I'm doing, and then we'll see yours will be a big reveal.
Yes.
So I'm just going to put a blob of hot glue at the bottom there. Just leave that still.
For an update about Sandra's project.
Oh yes, please.
So, Sandra says, at the moment I'm attaching a poppy which I made from a Sizzix Bigs die, and this reminds me of my childhood as an army child. I've embroidered my month flower, camellia.
Nice.
Using variety of stitches. That sounds lovely.
That does.
I'm very multi-crafty by using the Bigs for a sewing project, which of course they're very good at. They're very multi-craft. Speaking of Sizzix.
Yes, I have my good friend. I text him once a week. Is that how you treat a good friend? Pete Hughes is going to be joining me on Facebook Live on Friday. I'm very excited because I absolutely love everything Pete does. He always brings us amazing products, but what he can't do with, I don't know, a distress ink and a dye isn't worth knowing how to do.
Yes.
He's so
clever. I'm very, very good, and I don't spend on craft supplies that often. I really tell myself you've got to use this many times before you can have something new. And
you're
honestly,
good.
As soon as Pete gets on the screen, I want the entire collection.
Yep, absolutely. Well, we're going to be looking at Chapter 3, the Christmas dies from Sizzix. So it is that time of year, whether you like it or not, where we start thinking about Christmas. The whole craft industry starts talking about Christmas now. You can't avoid it. You may as well go with it.
Yeah, I don't mind. I'm like, I'm sort of an indifferent Christmas person. It's just there.
It's there. We just do it, don't we? We just do it. I mean, to be honest, we plan Christmas so far ahead that come Christmas, it's done and forgotten about for us.
Yeah, pretty much. Although I'm a very naughty crafter, and I only make a handful of cards for my special rallies.
Well, you're good, because I do less than that.
Yeah, but I'll make them on Christmas Eve.
Oh yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
Well, at least they get them.
That's hot off the press, that Pete news, isn't it? I was like, have I dropped you in it there, Lou?
No, that's all good. It's all good.
It's happening. Hello, Jeanette. Thank you for joining us. We are in the middle of making Father's Day gifts, which are gifts that can be used for anything, really. I am making an upcycled paper bead frame and Lou is crafting a custom made, let's be honest, for Glenn's needs, a custom made like holder of bits and bobs and this and that, home decor type.
Yeah, I think as Carla said, I am going to put bits on one jar and bobs on the other, and then keys above the keys, and I'm going to have to cut out lots of B's, aren't I? But that's all good. So I'm just finishing off this one. This is the same as the first jar, so it's not as exciting, I'm afraid, but we'll get round this one.
Yeah. No, I think that's really cool. I think that could be applicable to lots of things, because you could have little flowers in there, couldn't you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Pop some florals in here. This is kind of where the idea came from. I saw it on that inspiration site that we were talking about, and they do these in frames, don't they, with little flowers coming out and things, and they're really pretty. But yeah. So now I need the twine again. I need to fight and put the twine through the holes again.
As long as that's going to hold, Lou, because you don't just want, as soon as it gets a bit heavy, for the whole thing to cascade to the ground.
Exactly. So what I've done is I've threaded the twine is round the base here, round the smallest part. So the bit that's going through the backboard is round really tight.
Well? Sorry? You do that with some wire?
You could do wire. Like I say, I wanted one of those Jubilee clips, and that just wasn't happening for me today. But I think with more time, I would absolutely be looking at getting a Jubilee clip. So as you can see, I've threaded it through, and this is board, and the garden twine shouldn't break, hopefully. I probably would have this standing on a shelf rather than hanging on a wall as well, just to make it a little safer. But yeah, I've just pulled that really tight around the smallest part of the neck. So yeah, it's all tight round here, and I just have to tie.
My brain's ticking over now with things that I'd like to put in there, like sewing supplies.
Yeah, I think if you get one of those really long, thin frames, and you had lots and lots of these, then all like in a row. I was thinking about that when I saw this idea. I thought buttons in one, sequins in another, because you could have paintbrushes out of one, pencils out of another, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Paintbrushes. Do you know, I'm just one of those people that needs to see things to remember what I've got. Like jewellery. If it's in a drawer, I won't wear it because I've forgotten I own it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm exactly the same.
A bit of a weird way to operate, but yeah, just one of the quirks. One of my many quirks.
You have many, you do. Now, I think what I would do, I'm going to be putting some screws into the front of this, but I think I'll do it for now to show you for demonstration purposes. But I think when I get home, I will be replacing these screws with smaller ones. And you'll see why in a moment, because they're really quite long. I'm just wondering whether he's got any smaller ones in the stuff that he left in my washing machine. Look at all this.
Can he fix the washing machine when he breaks it?
Well, he better replace it. There we go. I do keep moaning at him for it. See, there's a nice thick chunky one, but I've only got one of them. I need a few more, so it's not going to happen. Right, I will put the gold screws in that came with the hooks for now, and then I'll replace them. When I get home, I will put some smaller, chunkier ones in, and then what I do on the back to cover up the sharp bit is a nice big blob of hot glue to just sort of stop that from scratching anybody.
Another fun idea would be to have the entire backboard of that behind the fabric as a magnetic sheet.
Yeah, that would be good.
And you could just lash more things on there. Well, things that could be held by that sort of weight, but...
Absolutely. Yeah. So I bought things like bulldog clips because I thought, well, you know, you could pop that on there and then that could hold notes or something as well. In fact, you could put that anywhere, couldn't you? You could have that hanging on the bottom to hold little notes and letters and things. So yeah, you can really keep adding to this.
The ultimate utility frame.
Yeah.
You should go on Dragon's Den with this, Lou.
I had an idea the other day, and then after a lot of searching, I eventually found one of this thing that I thought of.
Ew. You'd already pictured yourself as a millionaire on your own island.
Yep. I was going to phone up my mate Sarah and say, "Oi, check this out." Yeah, never mind. So
Yeah, we all have those moments, don't we?
yeah, so I've said to my husband, well, it's already been done, we're not going to make a millions, should we see if we can make one instead? It was basically, I'm going to tell you all because I'm not going to make millions from it. So you've got cats, Nat.
I do.
How do you find the flies with cat food this time of year?
Well, mine have dry food, but I know exactly what you mean. Yeah, it's a nightmare.
Yeah, it's awful. So my cat has wet food and I have to keep feeding her in the morning, give her half an hour or an hour to eat, so graze what she wants to. And then I have to put the food away in the fridge or cling film over it or something until later in the day. And then she's crazing me all day, like, where's my food gone? Kind of thing. So I thought, well, what about like a pedal bin? You know, you stand on the lever and the lid opens.
Yeah.
What about a food bowl, a bit like that? So the cat walks up to the food bowl and the pressure of the cat's weight opens like a lever on the front. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then the food is covered up the rest of the day, and it's when she wants it, it's there. So I thought about this and I kept thinking, it's got to be possible. It is possible. And then I found one on a popular shopping site.
Dang.
I know, but it was out of stock and they didn't know when it was coming back in. So either it's sold out because it's so amazing, or it's sold out because no one wanted it. Like it's not coming back in stock because it was a complete flop. But
it just depends how stubborn the animals are as to whether they'd open it or not.
Yeah, well, I think this one loves her food so much she'd do anything to get to it. So she realised that standing in front of the bowl, because it's a big platform with a lever, so it'd be like this. Look, so she'd have to walk up to it and she'd stand on it, and that would open, or would it be that way? It'd be that way, wouldn't it? It'd be that way. Anyway.
There's a whole thing now of cats and dogs learning to step on certain buzzers for certain things. Have you seen those? Yeah, cute, isn't it? Yeah,
to mainly let dogs ringing doorbells to get let out to go into the garden.
Yeah, yeah.
So cool.
They are intelligent when they want to be, aren't they?
When it suits them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I caught my dog chewing a coat hanger yesterday, so intelligent.
That's better than him eating all your makeup, though, right?
Oh, he's done that before. Hairbrushes. Yeah. Oh yeah, the other day he was very poorly because he'd eaten half of a rope toy.
Oh dear.
Not just chewed it, he ate it as well. So yeah, never mind. Right, I'm now going to pop this to the side and bring in my die cutting machine.
Fabulous. We are on 3:40, 20 minutes to make this frame happen.
I think I want to bring in a bright colour. Should we say my husband's favourite colour is this sort of blue. So, I mean, black would be lovely on there, but I think the words need to stand out. So I'm going to do blue. Oh, crash. How are we doing? Yep, Lynn Clifton has just seen videos of animals pressing on pedals to get food. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? They are clever, they really are. Beverly said she has an issue with her neighbour's chickens eating the cat food when they're outside during the day. Oh, chickens eat cat food? I never knew. Did you know that, Nat?
I didn't. I know that hedgehogs love a bit of cat food.
Hedgehogs, yes.
Yeah, I love a little hedgehog, don't you? They're adorable.
Yeah, so we had some under our shed last year.
Ah.
They were obviously hibernating over the winter, and we've not seen them again yet, so they may have moved on. But we were leaving cat biscuits out for them. So that was really, really sweet. It was nice to sort of see the biscuits disappeared. We put them in a shelter so only the hedgehogs could get to them. And I did go out at night and film them a few times. I sat really quietly.
British wildlife is gorgeous.
Yeah, it is. And that's why people say, oh, you're crazy, because I run a lot. But do you know what? I get to see the countryside. I love it. Yeah. I just get absorbed in. And the countryside changes. Like every week it's different. So outside here where I am now, albeit I'm on an industrial estate, but it's still rural. So there's trees in between the units. There was one tree 2 weeks ago that was bright yellow. I mean, bright yellow sort of seeds, pollen, whatever you want to call it, leaves, things on it, flowers on it. And now today they're all gone and it's green. And it's like, that is just 2 weeks difference.
Yeah. How are you with hay fever, Lou?
Fine, don't get it. My husband suffers really badly, but I don't.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I feel kind of lucky.
Yeah.
It seems to affect a lot of people, doesn't it?
Yeah, the pollen count's been really high lately, isn't it? I know my husband's been suffering a night. I know last night he was like, how did you sleep, Diane? Oh, horrible.
And it also depends what type of pollen, doesn't it? Everyone reacts to different types.
Yes, I believe so. I'm not sure which my husband's is. Here's a funny story. So it's not funny to him, it was funny to me. So my husband's hay fever, really bad. He does the eye drops, the tablets, the nasal sprays every year. And one year he was taking the nasal sprays. Here you go. Joan said she's had a horrible season with pollen this year, so she'll understand, I'm sure. He was taking the nasal sprays, but it wasn't a drug-free one, okay? It wasn't a natural one. It was one with some sort of chemical in it. And he was taking it, and usually after about 6 weeks or so, he can ease it off and he's fine. But this one, he just kept needing more and more. And after about, I think it got to about October, and he was still feeling like he needed this nasal spray every single day, a few times a day. If he didn't take it, he felt really blocked up, really congested is the word, isn't it? Anyway, so I said, this isn't right. You know, you need something stronger or something needs to happen. He wouldn't go to the doctors because he's a man. So, because, you know, what men are like, stubborn. So I went to a pharmacist and I took them sort of the spray and I said, look, he's been taking this. He really can't seem to stop taking it. His hay fever's still really bad. And she said, oh, yes, he's become addicted to it. So basically, you're not supposed to take these things for more than a couple of weeks. Otherwise, your body cannot work without it. So it sounds funny. He had to go, I don't like this expression, but he had to go cold turkey off of this nasal spray for a week before he could get back to normal, and he was really struggling without it.
I had no idea.
So there we go. So just be careful, everyone, with your medicines and things, because a nasal spray you wouldn't think that you could actually get sort of addicted to.
No.
But you can.
Okay, Lou, I'm in the construction phase.
Oh, you're on it, are you? You've done all your rolling?
I'm going to see, rather than make too many beads and things, I'm going to see how many I have to fill the frame as is and then top it up if necessary. Just because we're on a time scale. So there's no rhyme or reason to the way that I'm going to be adding these right now. But I did say earlier, you could do ombre, you could do a rainbow, you could figure it out. I'm going to place them as I see them, as I like them. They're all different widths as well. So I'm going to go across. I'm going to go horizontal across the top, and then I've snipped some in half to go down the side, so they're all going to be facing the same way, if that makes sense.
Cool, yep, lovely. Do you have a photo to put in this?
I don't have.
Oh, I wanted to see a photo of Natalie as a little girl.
Yeah, and I really look like my pops as well, which is very nice.
Oh, well, that'll make a nice photo if you find one to pop in.
My dad's, yeah.
Do you call him Pops?
I do. I don't call my parents Mum and Dad. I call them Meme and Pops.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I have different names for them. I call my mum Meme because when I was in a supermarket as a kid, I realised that if I shouted Mom, like 10 women turned around. So I just changed what her name was when I was younger to make life easier. And then it's funny now because memes are pictures off the internet, aren't they? So
yes, yeah. But you're still sticking with it, are you?
Yeah, sticking with Meme. It's cute.
Oh,
I wish I'd gone with a colourway. I'm gonna try and transition the colours like as I work around the frame. And this frame also has a gold trim around the middle, which I still want to be seen. So I'm gonna stick with that. Okay. That is all. Yes. I know I'm just chatting rubbish, but we can get really sidetracked, can't we, with our gossiping and funny stories?
Absolutely. Yeah, we've been talking about hay fever and all sorts. Thank you, Joan. She says she likes what we're both doing. Talking about hedgehogs on there. I think Ella's got hedgehogs every day at 8 o'clock. They come to our terrace and eat from their food bowl. That is so cute. And they are adorable. Cute, aren't they?
Yeah.
What am I looking for? I've got another bee. How many bees? I did cut 3 bees. I made sure of that. So it's under here somewhere. There it is. Bits, bobs. Did I cut another S? Yes.
Am I allowed to say another version of that word, which I'm hoping is not naughty, but I think I would say odds and sods.
Oh yeah, I didn't think of that one. I suppose it depends on the person you're making it for and what you would commonly use.
Yes, that may offend. Apologies anyone if my phrasing such a slummy as well.
No, we use that word as well. I don't think it's a bad word.
We love chatting about phrasing on here, though, don't we?
Chatting about what? Sorry.
We've talked about different phrases, haven't we?
Yes, we have. Depending on from where you are in the country. I just need to cut myself. I'm rolling 2 sentences into one there. I apologise. Depending on where you are in the country, I just need to cut myself another S.
I was like, don't cut yourself, Lou. Jeez.
No, I knew what I meant.
Be careful.
Please.
Yes. Hey, Sandra and Joan both say that they say that's words and it's not naughty. So I think I'm off the hook with that one.
It's fine. That one is fine.
Yeah.
You're good. I said once. What did I say? It was. I think I said the word. It's on the skew. It's on the skew-if.
Yeah.
Once. And somebody. I was with the presenter and the presenter didn't like it and they said, I don't know how they covered it. They basically apologised on my behalf for my language. And I was so shocked I didn't really know what to say. So I didn't say anything until afterwards. I thought, is that a bad word? She goes, I think so. I thought, I don't think so. I wouldn't have said it.
They just overcompensate, don't they?
Yeah, worry a bit too much.
Yeah.
Most people wouldn't usually worry.
No.
There we go. Okay, so I've got keys, bits and bobs. I need to glue these on. How are you doing for time, Nat?
I'm not too bad. I think there's 10 minutes. We've got 10 minutes to go. I'm just cracking on. I'm just making my way down the sides and cutting things in half. I could have done them long ways. Yeah, there's just so many different ways that you could do this project.
Yeah. I suppose it depends on the paper size you've got and everything as well, and the frame size.
Yeah, and some are bigger than others as well. Like some with the outside of the magazine, so they're a lot harder to roll up. And then I've just done them in different widths because I didn't measure anything. But when would I ever measure anything, Lou?
No, I don't measure ever.
Nope.
Ain't got time for measuring.
Nope. But this is good fun. This is very, very cathartic in terms of.
Do you know what? I love the fact that I am also getting myself prepared for Sunday.
Yeah. Very, very organised. I'm actually going to see my father, my pops, on Sunday, which would be very nice. Oh, yeah. I texted him saying, "Hey pops, you free on Father's Day?" And he went, "When is it?"
Oh, you could have got away with that.
Get away with it, but yeah, that'd be nice. We sit in the sunshine, maybe. They've got a nice little garden, sit in the sunshine.
Oh, lovely. I took mine out for lunch yesterday, and I'll go see him on Sunday. So I see my dad every Monday because I have Mondays off. And that's my day for going. He's about 45 minutes from where I live.
Yes.
So
that's similar to me. My parents are about an hour away.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a trace. Such a shame he's not just around the corner, but I still try and see him every week. And then this week we'll do something nice on Father's Day. Go for. I think
different places, in this world.
Yeah.
I'm that kind of person that's not. I've never been in the pockets of my family. You know what I mean?
No.
We're not that close, so when you do see each other, you make the most of it, don't you?
Exactly. I'm quite happy to be an hour away. I wouldn't want to be any further.
Yeah. Having said that, I would like to show up and have dinner with them quite more often. That would be quite nice.
Definitely.
Right.
I'm going to have to find some keys to hang on this in a minute as well, just to make a point. So I'm just putting all this rubbish into here. It's not rubbish.
Yeah, but your gift is like a kind of passive aggressive.
Sorry?
Hint. I love that your gift is like a passive aggressive hint of
Tidy yourself up. I found some coins just sitting on the side at home, so I thought I'll bring them to pop in there, and I'm just going to see whether my microphone will stretch far enough for me to reach the keys that are in the studio door. Yes.
You can do it. You can reach. I do just want to say, because Joan said this is her second year without her dad and you miss him so much. That's a very good point, Joan. And we didn't really say that when we started, did we, Lou? That lots of people will be without their dads.
Absolutely.
Not a nice reminder of every year comes around. I always forget to check in on my mum because she lost her dad a few years ago. But hopefully, if you feel up to it, you could make a project in memory of him, or just a little moment, or
yeah. I always think it is a nice. So I've lost my stepdad, but I think it's a nice day to set aside to remember people that we've lost. It doesn't have to be dad either, does it? It can be granddad, brother, husband, whoever.
Sometimes it's these things become a bit of a Hallmark holiday, don't you? And you get lots of emails saying, have you got this, have you got that? And it's just a bit of an uncomfortable reminder at times. But in a crafty sense, you can remember him however you want to. We've planted bushes, trees when those sorts of things have come round, when we've lost people and we just want a nice floral reminder in the garden. So there's always something you can do. But sorry to hear that, Joan, and I hope that Sunday is okay for you.
Yeah, fingers crossed. It's one of those days where you can just fondly remember someone.
Yeah, true. And I don't know about anyone else, but I've got lots of nice things for my granddad especially. I've got lots of belongings of his in my house. So I have his walking stick, which which I used to play with as a child. So his walking stick is like my favourite possession.
That's really nice.
Yeah, he had like 5 walking sticks and one of them had a compass in it, and I used to play with the one with the compass as a child. So that's my nice way. I've got a nice picture of him and I've got his walking stick in my house, so that's just what I like. Yeah, lovely.
See, this is what you do to me now. If I finish first, I then start changing things. So I've decided I've got the bulldog clip on the top, which you could clip things under if you wanted to, but more so you've got somewhere to hang it from. And then I can put the letters, the keys letters on the top of that, and that'll show up more than being on the fabric, on the pattern fabric.
Oh.
There we go.
This is tough.
It's tough. Is it a bit? Does it take?
This magazine cover is very tough.
Oh, I see what you mean. It's tough to cut. I thought it was the repetitiveness of having to keep.
Well, and working quickly with a hot glue gun is probably not very clever. But
mind your fingers.
I like to live on the edge. I live on the edge, Lou. You know me.
She's a daredevil. She really is.
The most rock and roll crafter you'll ever meet.
You probably are, to be fair.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah, I think so.
I like that. I'll take that.
She likes that. You like rock and roll?
I do. I have some very heavy music tastes, which is a very fun contradiction to, not a contradiction, but alongside liking craft, So I'm sat there crocheting a blanket to heavy metal music. It's a good mix.
As you do.
Yeah, as you do.
Whilst drinking a cup of tea, obviously.
Obviously, while drinking a cup of tea and maybe a bit of rhubarb crumble.
Oh, yes. I think I'm going to have to go and make a crumble,
I think you are, and I think you're going to have to send me a picture.
Fact.
I think I've done it. Ta-ta-ta-ta. And this is absolutely wild. I've done it with 1 tube to spare.
Oh, wow. That is good planning. You obviously measured that all out and did it purposely the correct amount.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's just going to agree.
Owie. Whoopsies. There's a little gap, so I'm just going to plug it in. But Yeah, I'm pleased with that. And excited to try it again with sort of different orientations, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. That'd be nice. I mean, it hasn't really taken you that long, has it?
No, that was the idea really, to be honest, because people can join us on these craft alongs, but if you've not got what we're working with, and it's nice to know that you can just go and grab some things from your stash and actually just get stuck in, which you could with this.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, you could just sit and batch make them. That looks so cool.
Yeah, I'm so pleased. I'm
love
just clearing everything away because I'm known for being a messy crafter, aren't I?
No, I think I'm just known for being stupidly tidy and then I show you up, so I apologise. You're actually not that messy.
Yeah, you show me up in every way possible.
Don't be ridiculous.
And I'm going to share your top tip for getting rid of glue, excess hot glue, which is a heat gun, am I right?
Yes, that's right.
So you would just blast that over the top of here, wouldn't you, too?
Yeah, just hold it over the top, and any stringy bits, which I've got as well actually here, will just shrivel up. They'll just
Fabulous.
shrink.
Should I put my glass back in? No, you can see, can't you? Might give a bit of... Oh, it's going to reflect. I won't do it. But you get the idea with that. Look at us on time.
That's amazing. Hey, well done, Nat. I love that.
Yeah, I much prefer it. And that's the thing, if you're going around a charity shop and you look at a frame and you go, oh, I'm not sure about that, it's not really my taste, you can just completely change it just with some paper.
100%. That is really awesome. Would you varnish it or anything like that, or would you leave it?
I guess you could do, couldn't you? You could do a bit of Mod Podge or resin, or I don't know, depends how many elements you think it's going to be up against.
Hopefully, if it's just the dust in your living room, if it's anything like mine, dust everywhere, then you should be okay with a feather duster on that once a week. You won't need to.
So I'd say that this is probably a good make to do with the kids, the one that I've done, because it's pretty basic, isn't it?
Yeah.
And yours just needs a little bit more help.
Yeah, you need a lot of... I mean, you don't have to use hot glue for yours, really, do you? You could do it with wet glue.
Carlisle, but I think that would take a lot longer to dry and get together, especially holding them to the frame.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely. Shall we do a front view?
Shall I?
If I come to mine and I'll show people while you do a switchy of your camera. She's doing her magic thing. Here goes. So if I hold mine up now, get the string out of the way. There we go. So we've got the bits and the bobs. Now you can see the reflection and keys on there. So you've got the two lots of hooks for the keys wherever you want to hook them. Put them on there. Try and do that backwards without seeing. And the bits and the bobs. Thank you very much for. Was it Carla who suggested bits and bobs? I think it was Carla. Yeah, so yeah, I'm happy with that. I'll give that to the kids and say, here you go, wrap that up. You can give that to him and he can... Thank you. I don't know if you can hear Nat there, but we'll go back to her now anyway. But yeah, let's go back to Natalie and see her masterpiece as well.
I mean, it does look a bit toddlery, show and tell after you've just revealed that.
I like it. I really do like it. I would have that hanging. Do you know what? My hallway is mostly all creams and neutral shades, but just with little splashes of colour here and there. And I've got frames going all the way up my stairway that are all different colour frames.
Lovely.
They're on different shapes and different. So that would just fit in really well.
Yeah, you could do a whole selection of them, couldn't you?
Yeah, definitely.
In different papers and stuff. So I'm pleased in that amount of time, and it is completely budget savvy. I've got this frame from charity shop years ago for something else, and as we know, my magazine was from 2011. Otherwise, it's just double-sided adhesive sheets and a glue gun.
It's amazing. Thank you ever so much.
No, thank you, Lou. This is our little hour of zen to craft together. So thank you very much. It's never competitive, is it? We just don't.
Of course, it's not. No. Because if the bosses ask, yes, we're competitive, but no.
Yes, we're having a craft off. And then we might have a little special guest coming next week, so you might not see this mug.
We do have a special guest. She has confirmed. So you'll see more about that if you just stay tuned to Craft Stash and Craft World and everything else. It'll pop up in an email somewhere.
Yes.
Wherever. So.
But we probably have to stay stum on that for now.
Yeah, we'll just
Friday, you and Pete Hughes. I'm excited.
Oh yes, I cannot wait for that. I cannot wait. But before we get to Pete, we need your game show wave.
Game show wave. Bye everyone. Enjoy the rest of Tuesday and the rest of the week. And let's hope it rains.
Yeah, thunderstorms apparently. Bye, Nat.
Bye,
yeah, apparently thunderstorms here anyway. Certainly, I think it was Thursday we get thunderstorms. So I love a thunderstorm as well as the hot weather. So there we go. And the snow. I'm happy either way. Yeah, thank you all for joining us. And we will see you again next week. So like I said, it's me and a special guest next week rather than Natalie. She gets the week off. Kind of, she has to sit and watch and comment because that's part of her contract, but you know, she'll still be here. So I will see you then, and like I say, Friday live 12:30 on Craft Stash, myself and Pete Hughes. Pete doing some amazing demonstrating as always. Thank you for joining us. Hopefully we've inspired you to get crafting one way or another and get recycling and reusing things ready for Father's Day or whatever occasion you want it to be. So we'll see you again very soon. Take care. Bye bye.